Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Bruit and the Fruit. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Spread the word. We just got to 500 downloads and we'd love to get more. We know you're out there listening, so share the love of the show. So it looks like here we have a listener email. I believe we got an email here at Bruit_N_Fruit@gmail.com. That's where you can reach us, people.
Okay.
It's again, it's a popular man here. It's for Tim. Attention, Tim Wilson. Have you seen this yet, Tim?
No.
All right, this is Mr. Wilson. You promised you would have our advertisement up on the Bruit and the Fruit episode 14. We listened to the last 4 episodes, and you failed to play any such ad. Now, just because we expelled your business partner from our camp does not nullify the agreement we made. And then they put in parentheses 12 months of advertising in exchange for the stay and conversion of Thomas, Christopher, social security number. I'm going to redact that from the email.
Well, I mean, there was no formal.
Please contact us as soon as possible per email address given or phone number. Jeffrey Adams, Peninsula Prayer and Bible Camp. And that's Jeffrey at ppbc.
Kirk, you really shouldn't be reading this kind of shit.
And that's where I met my friends, the Slapjacks.
Yeah, I believe that.
You need to come through me first before we do this, and my lawyer.
Well, you basically promised 12 months advertising.
It's not okay to do that. You're blindsiding me on the show. This is a matter for my lawyer to deal with.
Well, then why isn't you and your legal counsel why aren't you up to date on the emails? I mean, we're all patched into the email account. I mean,
yeah, we can all check the email.
Well, I have a personal email. I don't expect to receive. I don't expect to receive business emails on this show email.
Well, this is business.
That'll come up in court. The fact that they are using an improper line of communication. So who's Jeffrey from? Is this that camp you went to, Burger? Is the Peninsula Prayer and Bible Camp?
That's right. That was the getaway.
Resort. Yeah.
Yeah, that was where you sent me to go play that game with those guys that I met, and we call ourselves the Slapjacks.
You had a lot of
the
fun.
One that did. Yeah.
So apparently, in exchange for your stay and conversion, we have to give them 12 months advertising.
That's just something they say. You don't.
Do we have to pretend as if the conversion took place? The stay definitely happened.
Conversions never take place. They're a phony business. They charge way too much. 12 months of advertising is pushing it.
I don't mind having them as an advertiser.
You have a lot of good memories there, I'm guessing, right? I mean,
Yeah. They represent strong family values.
You don't mind having the gay conversion camp as an advertiser?
I mean, we've had worse.
Okay. Well, I don't appreciate the way they're contacting me and threatening me, and we'll see what transpires.
Well, thank you for reaching out, Jeffrey. Thanks for listening to the show. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate your listenership. Hopefully, we can get some more feedback from you in the future.
Yeah, we love any kind of feedback. So, those of you looking to reach us, it's Bruit_N_Fruit at email.com.
Gmail.
Jesus fucking Christ. Spit it out, fatso. Bruit_N_Fruit at gmail.com. You can email us anytime.
I don't think that's correct either, actually. I think it's brute.n.fruit.
Is it dot? No, yeah, underscore is our Twitter.
Oh, it's
you're
dot.
Right.
God, this is rough.
Okay, guys. brute.n.fruit at gmail.com. Email us with show comments only. No legal, nothing legal on that email.
And follow us on Twitter, Bruit_N_Fruit.
Yeah.
Bruit and the Fruit. The Bruit and the Fruit. The Bruit.
And the Fruit.
This is a story from The Guardian. John Cena is very sorry for saying Taiwan is a country. Fast and Furious star and wrestler John Cena began learning Mandarin Chinese nearly a decade ago.
They say Fast and Furious star first.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what-
that's more legitimate than being a phony baloney wrestler.
Right, to be an actor in a movie. And also, I think they might just be releasing like Fast and Furious 36 or whatever.
Okay.
No, here's what I think is interesting. Began learning Mandarin Chinese nearly a decade ago.
I knew that.
How old is he? 45? 40, mid-40s?
I think he's older than that.
Yeah, I would say he's got to be mid-40s.
Who starts learning Mandarin in their mid-30s?
Well, he was the WWE's ambassador, and that was a whole big thing that for him was to be able to go over there.
A professional
and
burger.
speak-
You should
It's
learn
very-
something.
It's very, very
When
hard to learn a new language when you're an
They
adult.
expanded over to China at some point, and he went over there and did a whole press conference in Mandarin.
He's only 44 years
when he was
old.
for WWE.
I wonder how good his Japanese is.
He's 44.
I don't
But
think
this
him-
month,
I don't think he's learning Japanese. I think he's only learning Mandarin for monetary reasons.
okay. Does he speak? What do they speak? Does Hindu in India? I wonder how well his Hindu is.
No,
Hindu.
just Chinese.
Okay.
He's only learning Mandarin.
But why?
For
It's
business
hard.
opportunities.
There's a lot
It's
of
the
business
bi-
in other
it's
countries.
at the time that he started learning that, it was everything was about China, and everything
Yeah.
was moving over to China.
But this month, by showing off his linguistic skill in Taiwan, he got into trouble in mainland China. On Tuesday, Cena apologized for calling Taiwan a country in an interview he gave to a Taiwanese broadcaster earlier this month, saying it was not appropriate.
What a bitch.
Quote,
What a bitch.
He should do a wrestling promo where he calls out Xi Jinping.
this is terrifying. This quote to me is terrifying. I made a mistake. I must say right now. It's so important.
Wow.
5 so's.
Fuck
I
you,
love
Christ.
and respect Chinese people.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Did he offend Chinese people by calling Taiwan?
Absolutely
he
not. He
or
offended
did
the Chinese government.
Chinese government.
Of course.
And he got fucking Vince. Now I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do a fucking intellectual property stealing right now. But I'm gonna give the snare right here. The phone rings. Bring, bring, bring. John, it's me, Vince. God damn it! You need to call China and apologize. You fuck. And he hangs up the phone. That's why he said so many times.
Cena said to his 600,000 fans on his Chinese Weibo account.
How often do you think he's on that?
All the time. He's
gotta
dedicated
make
his
that
life to
money.
it. He's dedicated his life to it.
he's got a lot of followers in China.
I'm very sorry for my mistakes. Sorry. I'm really sorry. You have to understand that I love and respect China and Chinese people.
This sounds like something that someone would be saying
If they had
in one of those fucking Al Qaeda hostage videos.
if they had a gun to their head.
and they're sitting there on their knees and they're just like, America is a horrible, horrible country. Allah Akbar. We love the Islamic State. What they're doing over here is right. Please don't cut my head off.
Yeah.
Please don't cut my head off. What they're doing over here is fine. America must leave. Don't cut. Please. And then they cut their head off. And then
Imagine if Jackie Chan had made some sort of comment by accident about the well, I mean, it's not exactly the same thing, but like Puerto Rico or something, or the country of New York. It's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And they're like, no, well, that's cool. That's fine. No, you mustn't know. I'm so very, very sorry. I respect the American people.
I appreciate your apology, Jackie, but I'm not going to any more of your movies, you piece of shit.
It's a major point of contention, though, over there in China, because Taiwan's claiming to be their own country, and China's saying, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Right. So the Chinese people are offended.
You
His
are
600,000 Weibo fans are offended.
You are not your own country. You are a Nike factory, goddammit.
Mm-hmm.
One large Nike factory with some iPhone manufacturing.
Yeah, as Roger Waters said in his song Watching TV from his 1992 album Amused to Death. And I turned Formosa into a shoe factory called Taiwan. So here's a Twitter post. It says, per popular request, here's Mr. John Cena's apology video with English subtitles. I kept all the incoherence in the video as well as the curious absence of what he's actually apologizing for. This is a Chinese guy named Tony Lin.
Okay.
I'm guessing this is going to be very Mandarin, so I don't even think I should play it. But...
Play it. Fuck it.
Okay. Is that on?
Are you plugged in? I don't even think you're plugged in.
Oh, no. Here, give me the plugger.
What? You're just playing this for us?
No,
It'll
it'll
pick
play
up
over
on
the
the
speakers.
on the microphone.
What are you doing with that?
We're going to plug it into my computer.
That's the wrong cable.
Oh.
John
We
Cena
can cut
though?
this part out.
You know
We're
what's so
such
funny?
a
No.
mess. We don't know our own email. We don't know.
The thing about John Cena that's really obnoxious is that he got on this high horse about 10 years ago about how The Rock abandoned professional wrestling and the professional wrestling fans, that John Cena would never do that. And now he's really not on the show anymore, and he's pretty much doing exactly what The Rock did. He's in Fast and Furious movies now.
Well, what's
And
worse...
he's playing with China.
Yeah, and then
He's courting them.
Yeah.
And what's
he's
worse,
bending over for them.
He was like the Hulk Hogan of WWE, where he was like the kind of Mr. America representative of the United States and going around talking to the troops.
But that's the thing. No, that's the thing where I guess you're right about the troops. But I was thinking he was more like Mr. WWE, not really Mr. America. Hulk Hogan, you know what I'm saying? Like John Cena was all about the troops, but like he was never like, and I'm American, and that's what Americans do. He was more like hustle, loyalty, and respect for the troops.
Yeah,
and then
right.
a company
Yeah,
man, Mr. WWE. So it makes sense that he's kissing China's ass because that's what all the corporations over here are doing.
Yeah.
The NBA did the same. LeBron James did the same thing. LeBron James and John Cena are pretty much kind of like the same guy.
Yeah, LeBron James is the John
He's
Cena of the NBA.
Yeah, LeBron James like the John Cena of the NBA, and
Is
LeBron
he in
James,
the Fast and the Furious
Yeah.
too?
I know he's in Space Jam.
Hey,
Too.
yeah.
Oh, well,
Space Jam too.
well, he can be in one of the new Fast and Furious. I heard they're up to 38. So
Well, yeah. But anyways, LeBron did the same thing when some people made some comments about China right before the virus came over here.
Yeah. All right, so I think
press play.
he's going to speak Mandarin,
Okay.
but there's going to be subtitles.
All right, so here we go. This is John Cena apologizing on his Weibo account for not knowing geography or international politics. Here we go.
Hello, China. I'm John Cena. I have to say right now, in Fast and Furious 9, I have many, many interviews. In one of them, I made a mistake. Everyone asked me if I can use Chinese. People at Fast and Furious 9 gave me lots of interview information. I made a mistake. I have to say right now, it's so important. That was 6 O's. I love and respect China and Chinese people. I'm so sorry for my mistake. I'm sorry, I'm very sorry. You have to understand. I love and respect China and Chinese people. He looks panicked. I'm sorry.
there's
There it
no
is.
way they're not making fun of him over in China. Like, what the fuck is this weird?
No, they
shit?
know. They know what he has to do.
He said so 6 times in a row.
But he was like panic apologizing. Like this is like he used. It'd be like if he used the N-word or something here. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's-
it was
that-
something that I said and I fucking
Yeah, he was in like that felt like
yeah.
crisis
And,
mode.
and
like-
WWE is very protective of making
But I mean,
sure we don't
but
piss off the
but
Chinese.
hold on, for honestly,
Is
it
he
sounds,
still
it
in the
sounds like it was
WWE?
more like Fast and Furious.
yeah, he said Fast and Furious 9.
Oh yeah, in this case, it's for that. Yeah,
But no. But I'm saying it was probably what studio produces Fast and Furious? That Universal, I think.
fax machine. Beep, 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 beep.
I think it's Universal.
But it's really,
Universal is actually partners with WWE in a way.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like, I mean, they're gonna expect $1 billion from China to go see the movie.
Mhm.
And so if everyone's pissed off at him over there for saying that, then they'll ban
They'll ban the
shit.
movie. They won't allow them.
It's
the
just
movie to
called
play.
F9.
Yeah, F9. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's not about racing
who are you at-
street
what are you
cars
asking
anymore.
about?
It's about, the crazy. They're all superhumans now.
Yeah, it's Universal.
Yeah, it's gonna be part of the. They're gonna fuse it with the Marvel universe one of these days. It's gonna be Fast and
Oh
the
my
Furious
God,
meets
no.
Iron Man.
No.
hmm China sees Taiwan as an integral part of its own territory and rejects any
Hold
reference
on,
to the
hold on.
self-governed island.
Hold on. I would like to play. I have something I'd like to play in Chinese as well.
Okay.
二烂是嘛？后岸是 Scrotty McBooger Balls 包烂去，包能性去嘛？这嘛？波阳茶满出来，波兰在 Jessica Parker put shot。
This is South Park.
That, of course, was a reading in Chinese of the Tale of Scrotty McBooger Balls.
Is that real Chinese or is that
Well,
South Park Chinese?
See, that's the thing. It sounds like South Park Chinese, but at the same time, I could have swore I heard John Cena in that video go "Barang chair" or something like that, and that's what he says in the video. "Barang chair, Scotty McBooger Balls." So, anyways,
In recent years, international rhetoric over Taiwan has been intensifying.
Oh,
A
God.
growing number of individuals as well as businesses have been caught up in defining Taiwan's status. The 17-time WWE Professional Wrestling Champion. Wow, Vince, that probably really pissed Vince off.
it's entertainment.
It's not wrestling.
It's fucking entertainment.
Is the latest high-profile Westerner to find himself at the center of the political as well as public opinion storm.
Well, add him to the list.
Yep. Put him
All
on the
right.
list along with the WHO and WWE and Star Wars and Marvel and just Disney in general.
Yes, and South Park.
Everybody's terrified of China.
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 All right, let's go to the next story.
All right.
Barang chair. Sorry.
Okay.
Anyone listening out there, email us at brute.n.fruit@gmail.com. If let us know if that is real Chinese or not on Scrotty McBooger Balls. Thank you.
That would be really nice to know.
For all our Chinese listeners.
Bacon, sausage, roll-ups, and chicken cordon bleu bites, and Cheetos, booze, and propane every day. Oh, won't you come to Leon's today?
I don't think Caitlyn Jenner is supported in the LGBTQIA plus community.
But she was such a hero a couple of years ago for them and was the person of the year, I believe.
But now she doesn't like homeless people. I don't know.
So they can't just abandon her.
It's not like she doesn't like him. She doesn't like to look at him.
Right. She wants them to go away.
Yeah.
Just go away.
I don't...
Doesn't she? Well, she's also
The
conservative.
community cannot pick and choose which one of theirs they are going to support or not because of arbitrary.
I think they can.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's crazy hypocritical. They can ride her coattails when she's doing something
When it's convenient.
that they want,
Yeah.
but yet then completely abandon her when she says some real shit that they don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Then that just shows that they have no fucking spine in the first place.
They
Well,
have no scruples. They have no...
I don't know how they rode her, but
The whole world was riding Caitlyn Jenner. That was the whole thing that South Park was making fun of, that she was a hero. Everyone kept calling her a hero, and that that whole community was speaking out about how much of a hero she was, and she was on all the TV shows, and that was the thing. That was the the joke about it, hero. They kept using the word hero, and that community definitely was championing. And so now, so I'm just saying, if they abandon
I mean, but if you support someone and then it turns out they're a piece of shit, shouldn't you have the right to drop your support? But at the same time, they probably could have looked at Bruce before Caitlyn and seen that
here's
that's not someone they wanted.
Yeah, I guess. I was just thinking, like, imagine like the NAACP, right? And
NAMBLA?
No, and the North American, or what was it? Burger, what's the NAACP stand for?
North American NAA.
Something advancement of African. Oh God! So we are so stupid.
We're so privileged. We have no
The
idea.
National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Okay,
Oh,
yes.
okay. See,
Yes.
I was thinking African American is.
I knew advancement was in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. So
It was founded in
Wait, the
1909.
advancement. Hold on. The advancement of what?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
colored people.
Hey,
I think
that's
you could
people
say
of
that.
color. They need to switch those letters around.
Well, it was created in 1909.
They need to update. They need to update that acronym.
Well, that part aside, okay.
PLC.
Let's just say the NAACP pulled their support for a black person who was running for governor or something because they said, I think all lives matter. Or some arbitrary shit where it's like, well, this person's still a person of color. There's still someone that you had supported in the past.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if that's a good enough example, but I'm just feeling like it's like it's just you can't.
It's the same thing. You're.
I don't think that you should have to have loyalty to someone.
It's not really about loyalty. It's about supporting the cause.
It's optics.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not like because it's not a personal thing. It's an organization. It's a whole community. You can't. It's very convenient to only be able to champion and take credit and be like all about the good stuff, and then the negative stuff you just fucking toss.
Well, I don't know because I'm not in the community, but Caitlyn is an athlete and she's a trans person, and I support trans athletes. So I'm still in support of Caitlyn.
Okay.
You
heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
I support Caitlyn Jenner for governor.
All right. Here's a story from dailymail.co.uk. Fauci and NIH admit giving $600,000 to Wuhan to study how viruses can transmit from bats to humans before COVID-19 outbreak, after being accused of funding gain-of-function research in heated argument with Rand Paul. Why is that funny?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at something.
Anthony Fauci on Tuesday. Okay. I'm just going to skip. Anthony Fauci has defended the United States' modest and very respectable, those are quotes, funding of the Wuhan laboratory, which is now at the center of speculation as a possible source of the COVID-19 virus.
It's now at the center of speculation?
Yes. This thing that we've been talking about, that it was like you were a conspiracy theorist if a year ago you said, hey, what if it came from this laboratory?
Well, you know what? At least shit's starting to catch up now with the amount of time it takes for like something to go from being the conspiracy stage to being like truth. Like if you go back to Epstein, it was like in 2013, 2010 or whatever, you're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, and child trafficking, you're conspiracy theorist. Then he gets arrested and killed. And then it's like, oh, I guess they're right the whole time.
Yeah.
Or like, 9/11 and some of that shit, or like JFK, or like fucking Gulf of Tonkin.
I don't know if 9/11 has been acknowledged by anyone officially yet.
That's true. But I just mean, what I mean by 9/11 is I mean more like where it comes to like, there's more people kind of speculative of 9/11 now than there was, like kind of coming around to this idea where I feel like if you talk to a lot of people and you ask them, hey, you think something fishy went down with 9/11?
50% last time I checked was
probably,
about 50%.
Well, that one would have been like, anti-patriotic. It would have been seen that way in some circles at a time when people were very patriotic, but this Chinese one also, it's Chinese, and people are already like not. A lot of people are not fans.
Well, that I feel like on the flip side, I feel like
Unlike John Cena,
there's a lot of people who are trying to kiss the ring of China for whatever reason. I made debts or whatever.
wealthy people,
and so they deflected. And they made you sound like you were racist or whatever by even speculating.
Yes.
But like I said, people have been doing, I mean, it's like, it's just funny. It's just funny because, yeah, like you said, it's not news. Like we've been talking behind closed doors or even openly about this shit for a while. Like,
yeah. Well, the thing is, like with the whole wet market they were talking about. And that bat, whatever that bat was,
soup.
No, it was the specific type of horseshoe bat that was supposedly the nexus of this whole crisis.
Pangolin
was
Randy Marsh had sex with a pangolin and then brought it back here.
The nearest place where those bats appear is like hundreds of miles away, but this wet market is just like a couple hundred yards from the Wuhan laboratory that was studying this. So it's like, what's more likely? The story is that somebody ate a bat because the Chinese people like to eat bats, and then 3 days later, the entire world was on fire, and everybody on the planet was sick and dying. That isn't... the story on the face of it is ridiculous. When they were showing...
They were also saying... There was also something that said that they were taking... The wet market was taking animals from the lab. So the lab would get done experimenting on these animals, and the people of the wet market, like the fucking gypsies at the wet market would come and they had a backdoor deal with some of these scientists in Wuhan at the Wuhan lab. So that's how they believe this was months ago. That's how they were trying to make it seem like, that's how the bat got out into society was. It got bought after it was done being experimented on inside this lab, and then someone ate it and then spread it to everyone else.
That one's kind of crazy.
But I also find it very convenient that the NBA went over there in October when all this shit was breaking down. And
who?
The NBA.
Oh.
The National Basketball Association.
The National Basketball Alliance.
In October of 2019, they went to Wuhan or China. I don't know if they went to Wuhan or not. Maybe the fax machine could figure that out. But
yeah, where the NBA
on the NBA's tour of
2019.
China in October of 2019, they were in China, and the first sport, I believe, to shut down was the NBA, and the first sport to have a positive case of something was the NBA. So I just find it very convenient that the NBA went over to China right around the time that they had this breakout of a virus over there. And then they came back. I mean, even if they didn't go
the Lakers and Nets will play Thursday, October 10th in Shanghai, followed by a rematch in Shenzhen.
So where are those in proximity to Wuhan?
Oh my god, you guys are just fucking faxing it up this whole episode?
That's what we care about, the facts here.
Sorry,
we don't like to rely on conjecture.
I see myself more as a producer and money man than any of this fax machine nonsense.
You shouldn't give yourself such a cute nickname in the very first episode that we fell in love with.
Fax machine?
Yeah.
That's genius.
I know. So if he didn't give himself that beautiful nickname, we wouldn't have
Zoomers don't even know what a fax machine is, so it doesn't apply. It's pretty far. Shenzhen's pretty far. Shanghai's... It's still pretty far. It's a big country.
Yeah,
it is a very large country. Well, we'll throw that one aside.
But hey, I mean, the virus made its way all across the world. So if they're having a virus problem in Wuhan,
8
China,
minutes,
then it's not out of the realm of possibility that it could spread pretty quickly.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Excellent point. Fauci, the head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, appeared before a Congressional Budget Committee on Tuesday. He defended allocating $600,000 to a group called EcoHealth Alliance, which then paid the Wuhan Institute of Virology to study the risk that bat coronaviruses could infect humans. Under the terms of the funding, the money could not be spent on gain-of-function research, a controversial practice which explores how viruses mutate and become more transmissible or more dangerous. Fauci said the research was essential, pointing out that the SARS outbreak in the early 2000s was eventually traced back to bats.
Oh, that sounds like such a bullshit excuse.
Well, also a lot of what they'll do, it's like Planned Parenthood or something where they'll donate a bunch of money and say, well, you can't use it for abortions. And so, okay, we won't. But that gives us more money that we get from other sources to use for abortions.
Right.
It's like
any other money we can get can just go straight to abortions then.
So it's like, but not taxpayer money. So, or it's like,
but what Fauci's saying there is he's saying, I gave him this money, but to experiment on the disease to see how it will spread,
but not to study
not
mutations.
to see if it could get worse, mutated wise. I just want to see if it'll spreads outs abouts a bit.
Yeah.
That's my
outs a bit.
That's my
I like it.
Yeah, and if you got something to say, I'll smash your kneecaps in with a soldering iron.
Kind of reminds me of my lawyer. He's a funny guy. He's got an accent. Barry Epstein. That's my lawyer, and we're going to do an ad read for him.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. You guys got it right.
Is that what this was here?
Yeah. We could do that now.
Should we?
You could go ahead and read that.
What's the point? What, like, is this Is he
sponsoring the show?
Yeah, in a way. I mean, he does great work. I mean, if you got some fucking banshee coming at you with false recollections, then you can defend yourself very well with Barry.
This guy,
he's with Epstein and Maxwell.
Your lawyer is at a place called Epstein and Maxwell.
It's Epstein.
That's unfortunate.
I don't know why.
Jesus Christ.
What do you mean?
Yes.
They're good. They're a good outfit.
The law offices of Epstein, and Maxwell will get you out of a pinch.
Is it Epstein, or Epstein and Epstein? Is it two different people?
Barry and Steve are brothers. So.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, go to Tim's lawyer.
They do very good work. If you've got some like family issues, where someone thinks a will is written a different way than it actually is, it's a great place to go. Barry will hook you up. He's a funny guy, like I said. Nice to talk to. And yeah, they'll work with you. They'll give you some deals if you're willing to, do some work.
All right. Well, that's the law offices of Epstein, and
Maxwell.
No, they're both. They don't want their name associated with this other person.
Fauci said the research was essential.
Are they?
No, they're not. They're not related to anyone.
Okay. That's the law offices of Epstein, and Maxwell. Call them. Go to their website. Google search them. Back to the show.
Here we go. Fauci said the research was essential, pointing out that the SARS outbreak in the early 2000s was eventually traced back to bats. I would have been almost a dereliction of our duty if we didn't study this. And the only way you can study these things is if you got to go where the action is, he said.
So,
go where the action is.
I got a question about old Fauci.
What do you want? My time is valuable
The
here.
Fauci man.
What am I supposed to do here? I can't sit here and answer questions all day, okay? I got an appointment with Oprah Winfrey.
I'm sure Mr. Fauci would say something more like Winfrey's.
Winfrey's. Gotta go throw baseball.
How much truth is behind the whole theory that he was like the angel of death for AIDS? Like, is that like a true thing, or is that
What?
the conspiracy theory?
Angel
I think
of
that's
death? What does that mean?
Like
the bringer on the
it's a serial killer.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh.
If you ever watch Criminal Minds,
They called what's his face, the really bad one,
What?
Mangala in World War II. He was called the Angel of Death.
Mangala.
Yeah, and then he was, exterminating people. So
Mangla Hamlet, village in Pakistan.
no, but
Mangla Charan, song by Pamela Jane.
no, Mangala is the last name. So I was implying that Dr. Fauci was exterminating the gays with AIDS. Now, is that, I've heard that. Is that true?
I think that'd be something that we should look into before the next show, and really maybe.
I don't know if
we
he
could
was
consider
the
doing a
angel
deep
of
dive
death.
into the conspiracy theory that
Was
Dr.
it-
Fauci is the.
wasn't Mangala? It was
Joseph?
Yeah,
Isn't that the Nazi scientist?
yeah, the Angel of Death.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what they
Joseph
call it, right?
Mangla,
Did he
Angel
also
of
come to
Death.
work for the
That's
United
his
States
official
government?
title.
I don't think he. I think he fled.
It wasn't
I don't
part of
think
Operation
Mangala-
Paperclip.
No,
No.
Paperclip. Like I said, paper.
Hey,
Operation,
he's not a bad looking guy.
Operation
Ooh, let me
Paperclip.
see.
From when
He's got some teeth.
Hey, handsome fella.
Operation Paperclip, from my understanding of the way it went down, was kind of like the WWE's absorption of WCW, where like
He did the human
the WWE was
experimentation.
still calling the shots, and but the first wave of people were all mostly like kind of peons who were gonna, like a Ace, Johnny Ace, or a Billy Kidman, or someone who's gonna come in, Aaron Anderson, you're bringing them into your company, but they're quickly gonna do your way. They don't really have any leverage over you. The ones that have the ones that had leverage over you, like Sting,
Like Goldberg
or Hogan or Goldberg,
Mm-hmm.
are doing their own thing in Argentina.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at the paper. I could be wrong. They might have brought in some like real top dogs, but Booker T was considered a top dog. So sure, maybe the Operation Paperclip brought in a Booker T type, but it wasn't like that. I don't think they brought in Mangala, or there's another one I'm thinking of. I can't think of the other guy. There's two. I don't fucking know. I'm not.
Adolf Eichmann.
I know Von Braun was like.
I'm not.
Von Braun was
I'm
like
not
the
You
national-
boned
guys,
up
you
on
guys
my-
know far too many Nazi scientists.
You don't
names.
study enough
Mer-
Nazis.
Yeah, I don't study enough Nazis. Thankfully, it's a topic that disgusts me.
Oh well. World War II.
World War II is fascinating, but I feel like there's a threshold you cross if you start really digging in too deep on that stuff.
It may be.
It's like I listened to it's like listening to the last podcast on the Left episode series about the Nazis and the occult, or what Mangala, or
This is interesting.
what's up?
Taiwan is an island.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
It's almost separate from China.
Right. It's yeah.
Right,
I mean, I'm
that's like-
sorry.
that's what
I'm
Burger-
sorry. I'm
But
sorry.
But that's like Burger was saying Puerto Rico. It'd be like someone. It'd be
Yeah.
like Jackie Chan. I really like a Puerto Rico.
Yeah. And I love the American people.
Yeah.
In America, but we're like, hey, wait a minute. Puerto Rico isn't its own thing. That's part of America. Puerto Rico. It's an American. Is it a province?
It's an annexation, or no? It's a.
You know what? I would expect a sorry.
Territory.
I'm
Territory.
offended.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and if somebody mentions
Because you're allowed to vote in Puerto Rico.
yeah,
for the
they get
gov- for the-
delegates. They get delegates too. I think.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why I said Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm. And it makes a lot of
I
sense.
guess I could have said.
But we
I
don't want
could've-
51 states. That would be stupid.
Well,
The stars wouldn't line up, right?
it would upset the American people. It offends me. It offends me
See,
personally.
51 states. But that's the thing. It's like a sports league.
Why?
You're
The
gonna
naming?
if you're gonna expand, you need.
What
to
if Puerto
expand
Rico changed their name to
evenly.
like Okra? Would that work?
I don't even know what that means.
It's a vegetable.
All right.
It's what Oprah's name was supposed to be,
Oh, when she was born?
but her dad was drunk and they thought he said Oprah.
So you should ask the mother.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
Is that real? It was supposed to be the Oprah Winfrey show.
No, so
All right, go ahead.
so the expansion would have to happen evenly. You're not just
Yes.
going to expand
Mhm.
the NHL or the NFL and by one team because then it's not even. You have to expand stuff
Yes.
evenly. So if you're going to do Puerto Rico as a state, then you're going to do like the secession of Eastern Washington.
Yes,
as a
exactly.
state.
Mhm.
And then
That's what I
now
was
you
going to get
have
at.
now you have two.
Oh, don't
new
we have
states coming
another?
in.
We could do we got another thing down there, don't we? Thing.
Why don't you just like Guam be its own state or something? Isn't that a U.S. territory?
Don't we have the American?
the American Virgin Islands?
Yeah.
All right. Should I
That was
proceed?
I figured that was Epstein's favorite place.
Epstein.
No.
Oh.
Do not associate those two. That's sick.
All right, here we go.
No laugh on that one. American Virgin Islands, Epstein's favorite place. Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it. Took me a second. You don't want to study bats in Fairfax County, Virginia to find out what the animal-human interface is that might lead to a jumping of species. So we had a...
He said you don't want to.
Yeah.
You
Like
don't want to study bats in Virginia.
You don't want to study bats in Virginia's because the people don't eat the bats here.
You don't want to
You
study
got
bats...
gabagool brains.
Yeah, to find out what the animal-human interface is that might
I don't
lead
do
to a
shines
jumping...
no more. By the way, guess what? I don't do shines no more.
Are you saying we don't want to do it in Virginia, we want to do it in Wuhan?
No, what I'm saying is I don't do shines no more.
Okay.
You've been gone for a while. There hasn't been a problem here for a while since the AIDS thing. You ain't been around for a while. I don't do shines no more.
There you go. So we had a modest collaboration. So we had a modest collaboration with very respectable Chinese scientists who were world experts on coronavirus.
This is really
and
weird.
we did that through a sub-grant from a larger grant to EcoHealth. Seems so convoluted. Fauci added...
Wait, so there aren't American scientists that could do this?
No, they're all in China. Then we got to give them all the money. Fauci
Well,
added...
that's the thing. But that's another thing that you do is you're outsourcing your dangerous work to place
We're
that you don't
outsourcing
care
everything. Fuck.
Fauci
about.
added...
Right? I mean, if they were going to do that, think about it. They went to the American Southwest to test all those fucking atom bombs and stuff
Mhm.
because they didn't give a shit about out there.
Right.
Because
all
it's
You know
a
desert.
what?
desert and it's
Mhm.
nothing.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at this map still. I'm just studying the Earth.
Yeah.
And we should have this chunk of Canada. I don't know who drew these fucking lines, but fucking Toronto is ours, bitches.
Really?
Are you sure?
I want
I
more.
felt like there was a really
I
nice
want
distinct
all of the
line.
Great Lakes. They don't. Why do they get half the Great Lake? Why do they get? Why
it's
do they
called
get half
sharing.
of
It's called
Ontario,
compassion.
Erie,
Perhaps
and
you've heard of it.
no, those dirty Canadians don't
Huron.
deserve it.
Hey, now.
They get some of Huron.
I
too.
want Ottawa. I want Toronto. I want the Manitoba
I really
Island.
I've been up to the Great White North. It's a different world up there, and I feel like they should just continue to stay their own world.
That's right. I really don't want to fuck with. I don't really want to haggle over who.
Well,
gets
I just
what
don't
filthy
understand
fucking
why
lake.
Buffalo is right across the river from fucking Fort Innie.
Fauci added the larger grant was about $600,000 over a period of 5 years, so it was a modest amount. The purpose of it was to study the animal.
Says Mr. Rich Pants. I wish I
Yeah.
got $600,000 over a 5-year span.
Yeah, that's very modest.
That is very
But when
nice.
it comes to studying it, when it comes to like government labs and shit, it's like 500,000. I wipe my fucking ass with that.
That's not. Yeah, that's really not.
As
very
to do
much.
surveillance and determine if
I think
these
that
bat
says a
viruses
lot.
were capable of infecting
That
humans.
says a lot.
Francis Collins, the director of NIH, had said earlier in the hearing that the American taxpayer money that went to the Wuhan Institute of Virology was not approved to conduct gain-of-function research. See, that's what I was talking about with with the Planned Parenthood thing, or what they do with like Section 8 housing. Right? They'll give a crackhead, they'll let them live there rent free. Well, that just gives them an extra $800 a month to buy crack with. You know what I mean?
Well, in
He probably
theory,
wasn't
but
paying
they're
for a
probably
house.
not going to make $800.
But still, it allows them to.
I know what you. I know what you mean. It'd be like if
They use
it was like, not having to pay rent for during the pandemic or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you're just going to spend that. That just allows you to
Yeah.
spend more money on pizza and gambling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yep. So that's how they get around doing that stuff. Funding by the U.S. government of research in Wuhan has become immensely controversial. Well, it should be. How is it not just banned outright?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Because they're trying to save the world.
How can the U.S. government be allowed to outsource? I thought they were complaining that the private businesses were doing that, but they're doing it too.
Yeah, well, we're saving the world though, and when the government does it, it's okay. When the government kills people and the government does anything that's obviously immoral, it's okay because it's
They're
it's
the only
somehow
ones
gonna-
allowed to kill people.
Right, of course. They have all the
Moral
they don't have to
standing.
answer to anybody.
Yeah.
On May 10th, Tucker Carlson used his Fox News show to question the deadly experiments that were going on there. That was a quote from Tucker. The quote-unquote deadly experiments that were going on there. The following day, Rand Paul, senator for Kentucky, grilled Fauci about the funding, which was reinstated with a different grant in August, NPR reported, after another earlier grant was blocked in April 2020 amid concern over safety at the Wuhan lab. Paul insisted that the money was being used for gain-of-function research. Fauci insisted it was not. You are entirely and completely incorrect, Fauci told Paul at the heated hearing.
When was this?
This was just May 20th, I think it said.
The hearing?
Yeah, they're
May
they're in the middle
10th
of
was Tucker
hearings, so-
Carlson, and the following day, so May 11th, was when Rand Paul was grilling him again. The NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute. Paul, an ophthalmologist, wouldn't let up, repeatedly questioning Fauci on the matter, which has emerged in conservative circles as a theory tied to the origins of the coronavirus. Could you rule out a laboratory escape? Paul asked Fauci. The answer in this case is probably not. Will you, in front of this group, categorically say the COVID? Okay, so this is Paul's thing. Could you rule out a laboratory escape? Paul asked Fauci. The answer in this case is probably not. Will you, in front of this group, categorically say that the COVID-19 could not have occurred through serial passage in a laboratory? Fauci replied, I do not have any accounting of what the Chinese may have done, and I'm fully in favor of any further investigation of what went on in China.
Wow, there you go.
Hey.
He's on board.
Well, there you go.
Good.
Oh.
And it goes on, but we can proceed with the news.
What are you giggling about over there, bud?
Oh,
What are you looking at?
just reading a text message.
From who?
That's
Phones are supposed to be put away during the show.
sorry.
Yeah, we're not looking at our phones. Except for to see what time it is to make sure we're...
This is important. It's from someone important. So
Somebody you want to talk about?
no, I don't even.
Are the people finally going to stop emailing our show trying to get a hold of you? Is that what's going on? I mean,
Oh, I don't talk
obviously
to
your
those
phone-
people.
your phone keeps blowing up.
No, I wouldn't talk to her.
Your phone keeps blowing up over there, and yet
Well,
we
she's
have
the
to
mother
read
of my
your
children.
personal-
What do you expect? I gotta, trade off.
Wait.
Sometimes.
Who's the mother of your children? Who you're talking to?
Well, yeah. I
You're
mean,
giggling?
I gotta go pick them up.
You seem pretty smitten when you're giggling about whatever she's sending you over there.
It's just some funny.
That bitch got tag teamed at your Christmas party.
Yeah.
To
Halloween
be more
party.
specific, she was basted and
Basted.
spit roasted.
And spit roasted.
And long donged and DP'd and...
I don't know why you guys gotta bring that up. I'm just trying to fucking pick up my kids. I'm just talking to someone I've known for a long time. You don't know. You don't even know her.
Yet she's offered me oral sex.
I don't believe you.
She's offered me oral sex as well.
What did you?
She offered to lick his
You guys
butthole.
only met her like once or twice.
She offered to lick his
Yeah.
asshole. I saw her say it.
She offered it to me twice.
You went to grab a beer and she's like, I'll lick your asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Burger said, I'm not into that. She said, I'll lick your asshole.
She made me very uncomfortable. I was kind of like, I just wanted to get out of the situation because she was very aggressive.
She didn't do that.
I don't know.
She
I don't know.
did
You
do
guys
that.
you guys are funny, but sometimes you take it too far. You know.
You know,
She did it.
she looked at us dead in the eye and said, I'm going to fuck his coworkers on Halloween.
You didn't. That's just ridiculous. You would have told me.
We did. You wouldn't listen.
No, I don't remember that. We didn't have a Halloween party.
Yeah, your company Halloween party that you went to.
That was a different.
You walked in, she's just getting railed. You flipped out. You got
I don't
fired.
know why you. I'm just fucking.
And you got fired. Remember?
Yeah, that was the.
I didn't get
that was
fired.
Kind of the
It
catalyst
was
of the whole beginning of our show.
It was a amenable agreement, and I left.
I believe you got fired for the scene you caused at this
Nope.
Halloween party.
Yeah,
Yes.
for
Which
your
was too many. I believe one too many scenes because I think you exposed yourself at
Oh
a
my
child's
god!
birthday.
Yeah,
That's
I believe
why
they
are you
referred to-
bringing up all.
I believe they referred to it as your malfeasance.
Yeah.
You're a couple of a racist, homophobe, cisgenders. I don't know why you want to pull my dirty laundry out of the
me.
hamper.
I'm not a racist.
Yeah, those
I'm
are
not
heavy
homophobe.
accusations. To
I
be
just
making
the way
towards
you
your
say
friends.
China.
China.
I don't have to say anything else. Think you've proven my point.
We'll always call you family at the Eagles, where a banquet room can be rented anytime. With a heavy pour and some love in a home-cooked meal. We'll put your plaque on the patio when you die. We'll always call your family at the Eagles. We'll always call your family at the Eagles. We'll always call your family at the Eagles.
Bless you. This is a story from MSN.com.
Oh, they're relevant. I remember their CDs.
Elliot Page shares shirtless photo. Quote, "Trans is beautiful."
All right.
Elliot Page continues to share milestones from his journey as a transgender man. The Umbrella Academy star, for which he plays a female, age 34, posted a shirtless photo Monday on Instagram to document his first time swimming in men's swim trunks.
No tits.
No tits, tit free.
Tit free.
That's right.
Top
Wow.
surgery.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Surgery to remove the breast tissue from the chest.
Okay.
Standard.
This photo is the first shirtless image Page has shared since revealing he underwent top surgery, a procedure to remove one's breast tissue. In the photo, the Oscar-nominated Juno star, for also which he played a female character, grins from ear to ear while standing in a swimming pool,
I don't know what.
wearing a
What's
dark-colored.
the difference between top surgery and a mastectomy?
Yeah, no, I'm really curious about that. Is a mastectomy something you do out of necessity? Is that the difference?
Am I supposed to be fax machine on this?
Yeah, go ahead and try to fax machine that. I think it's important the distinction to make. Because normally people.
I'm very
only-
tuned into the transgender community. Like I try to be open-minded and aware,
Mhm.
but I don't know, and I'm not sure if this is a question we should even ask.
The trial never ends, to quote Q from Star Trek. In the photo, the Oscar-nominated Juno star grins from ear to ear while standing in a swimming pool wearing a dark-colored ball cap
Oh, here
and
we
red
go.
swim trunks.
Sorry. Top surgery involves more than a mastectomy for the treatment of breast cancer.
Okay.
Special techniques are used to contour and reduce the chest wall, position the nipples and areola, and minimize scarring.
Oh,
okay.
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 So apparently, well, right, they wouldn't want to change the shape of a woman's chest getting a mastectomy for cancer.
Right. You
But
want to
they
make sure
probably
the
would
nipples
want
are
to
placed.
minimize.
You want to make sure the
scarring.
nipples are centered and they're symmetrical. You don't want one nipple being 2.5 inches above the other one.
See, I would think you'd want that either way, but apparently women with cancer just get the short end of the stick, huh?
Seems like
They
it,
just
yeah.
want those fucking monsters gone.
Just
That's what
get
they
it
want.
outta
Just
here.
Get it off of me.
Mhm,
They're
mhm.
done.
Um,
I'm
Quote.
sorry.
This is a quote from the Twitter caption photo. Trans BB's first swim trunks page captioned the shot, adding the hashtag transjoy and hashtag trans is beautiful. You
Okay.
guys use Instagram and Twitter, right?
Yeah.
No.
Do you ever do like heterosexual?
No, I don't.
Joy?
Why? I just feel like it's like, I feel like it's just such a signaling type of thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, like you're happy and all that shit, but like to quit drawing attention to yourself.
Yes.
Like,
It's like just do it.
just do it.
Just do
But
it.
Quit drawing attention to yourself.
I think he's a brave man.
But in their minds, or like in Elliot's mind,
he's being an activist.
an activist, yes, and yeah,
A shining
and
star
he's really into,
in the night.
no, but like trans youth and all this stuff, and like helping, like I don't know, 5-year-olds figure out that.
I'd
they're
like to
actually girls.
wrestle Elliot Page someday. Elliot, listen. If you're listening, you dumb fuck.
Oh
Let's
my
wrestle.
God.
All right, you and me. Let's just have it out. I don't know why, but I feel like you're a real smug prick.
I don't
I
know
wanna
why you
wrestle
insult
you.
him.
That's right. He just seems like an asshole.
Yeah, you seem like an asshole.
He seems like a pussy.
I don't,
the
care,
actors-
I don't care if you got fucking steroid ripped fucking abs. You're
Yeah,
100
we'll address the abs
You're
in a bit.
less than 100 pounds. I'll flick you with my finger. Like, you annoy me. You're an asshole. You are.
What did he
an
do?
asshole.
What did he do?
Just that whole attitude. Trans is beautiful. Trans, blah blah blah.
Look at me. La 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 la.
Imagine every picture I fucking post on social
That's
media.
that's the
and I
majority
said,
of what people
Fat's
post.
beautiful. Hashtag fat's beautiful.
Mhm.
Everyone's like, no, it's
Most
not.
people are
It's
trying
unhealthy,
to
it's disgusting.
post things that make them look good, and they're trying to show off.
But why? What are they gaining other than just giving themselves a blowjob socially?
They're
so
supporting the community.
so everyone goes, oh, how brave is that person?
they're
Yeah.
they're
And they just
sup-
jerk them off.
Yeah, can't give herself.
she's
him.
He's
You know what else,
Sorry.
Elliot? You know what else pisses me off is the fact that you get to you're choosing you get to the choice to turn into a man, which means that you're going to choose the size of your hog. That pisses me off. That tiny little fucks who walk around. I mean, if you get the choice to put your own hog on, you're not putting anything under 8 inches, aren't you?
I
And
don't know.
girthy and
Is
fat?
there modesty? Maybe that's a thing for Elliot Page.
Why though? If you're really a man, you're never satisfied with the size of your hog unless it's
true.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Very
the
unsatisfied.
real man, if you get the choice, if the three of us got sent in and they're like, hey, time to get your new hog, bigger
hell.
and
I
better.
might even go over a foot.
I
wouldn't know. No, there's a sweet spot. You can't go over a certain amount,
Now,
and you
10.
can't. No.
yeah, you'd have to. I was gonna say I'm with Tim. It's at least 10.
No.
I don't know about at least. I was thinking, what's the sweet spot?
I'd go 8.5 long, 6.5 around circumference, uncircumcised.
I don't-
No way.
I don't know
I'd
what
want it, I'd want it more
that-
around than length.
Well, I'm really
Wow.
interested to
Well,
see
that
what
would be
Elliot decides to
inconvenient.
do. I
To
don't
walk
think
around with?
No, just a big old fat. I'm talking just
like
a
a
monster.
soda can,
Yeah,
Yes.
but more.
Mhm.
It's like a
three of them.
bean can.
no, because then you got to get to it reaches
Like
a
a
point.
green bean can?
Think of this bottle of water, but the size of the can, and then probably another about that many.
Well, that's just
Okay, so
ridiculous.
it reaches a point where most people, regardless of their gender, cannot
that's
process
like,
it. That's
like
9
asking
inches.
whoever
No, this bottle.
whoever's
is 8
taking that to
inches.
give
Okay, I was
birth
close.
every time.
This bottle is 8 inches, so we'll go. You want 10 and a half,
That's
and
ridiculous.
the size of that can.
There's only
Because then I'm just saying that's probably what it looks like. Old Elliot has.
but is
Man,
Elliot
Well, Elliot's
that's
not that large. That would be ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. A fucking 5 foot nothing, 93-pound, feeble, tiny
I
little
don't know
man.
how tall
Gets
is
to
Elliot.
choose his fucking dick size. He's gonna have if he's packing 8.5 inches. That's like that looks like it's fucking a tree.
yeah
5'1".
Oh, that's their build height.
That's her build height. She's 4'10".
He.
She's a dwarf. Sorry.
Please.
Sorry. You have to accept that there's a transitional period here. I've known Ellen Page,
Who?
Don't even say that name.
the artist formerly known as Ellen Page,
There you go.
since like 2007 or 6 or whatever the fuck.
that bullshit came out.
Juno. It was Juno.
Yeah.
That was the first time So we people our age have been living with this person in our peripheral
Yeah.
consciousness for the last 14, 15
Right.
years. And now all of a sudden we have to make this adjustment. So you have to forgive me if
Yeah,
there's a slip up.
he's got a point. It's there's a funny joke on It's Always Sunny when they find out that Frank isn't their dad at the end of the second season, and by the first episode of the third season, Dennis and Dee are calling him Frank. They immediately start calling him Frank instead of Dad, which they were calling him Dad the whole second season. Beginning of the third, they start calling him Frank with no trouble at all. That's disturbing.
Mhm.
Like, so all the people, it's really kind of fucked up. The people who can, without any problem at all, call the artist formerly known as Ellen Page, Elliot, without any kind of trouble.
I don't have any problem, and I
Well,
think
it's
it's
because you
because
didn't
I'm
really give two
respectful.
shits about Elliot Page before or after the choppy surgery and coming out as, a fucking man.
I've always had respect.
I didn't say that. I'm saying you probably didn't give a shit. Like I'm just saying like they weren't on your mind. They probably didn't even think twice about their name.
That's right.
Not saying that Berger was obsessed with the name either, but I guess I don't know. Whatever. I feel like it for whoever it's easy for to just immediately forget, basically pretend as if someone or something never ever fucking happened.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't as normal as I feel like having trouble with it.
The actor's photo garnered more than 1 million likes in less than 2 hours. His
It's like
famous friends.
when the WWF, after 30 years or whatever being known as the WWF, all of a sudden changed the name to WWE right away. Even some of the announcers still slipped up and were like WWF.
Oh, yeah, the wrestlers did. Stone Cold did
Yeah,
at one point.
and
I remember.
so I mean, it's natural if something the name changes right away.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's something that you've been doing for 10 or
Yeah.
5, 10 years.
Well, it's always
whatever it
right
is.
away whenever it's a change.
Yeah.
There's no like slow transition.
Yeah.
I guess it's been
Was
6 months or some shit since.
It was like, I think who was it? Like Joy Behar that was talking about Caitlyn Jenner. And this is like a month ago where she kept saying he. And then she's like, sorry, forgive me, my pronouns. And it's like, it was almost, for some reason, it's easier for me to.
But
when
if
Caitlyn
but
Jenner
here's the
was
thing:
like,
how come the LGBTQ plus community
QIA plus.
didn't fucking fuck her shit up for saying he about Caitlyn when that's not right? That's not correct.
Because Joy Behar's on the left.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
And
They're picking and choosing who they're going to support. That's fucked up.
Well, I don't support her.
yeah,
No,
if
I
Joy
mean
Behar
the
was worked,
LGBTQ community.
if Joy
Can't
Behar
just
worked on
pick and
Fox
choose
News,
when they want to support like one of their people. You can't pick it like
I'm trying. I don't know if we should go too hard on the subject because I've got some business with this community, and I don't want
there it is.
to get into anything controversial. Okay, not you may have already, but
What kind of business?
well, let's just say I would love to have Elliot Page as a spokesman for the product.
Elliot Page is welcome on the show too.
Elliot Page.
I challenge
Tell
Elliot
him to
Page
call
to
in.
a wrestling match.
Please rescind that. We don't need.
I
any
challenge
violence.
Elliot Page to a wrestling match. Let's go, big boy.
Elliot Page is
there are weight classes and it's just-
is a athlete and a trans person. Trans
A man.
athlete.
She's a man. He's a man.
He's a man, such a man. He's a real man's man.
Please don't be condescending.
It's just a song that I like. It's a song that I like from one of my favorite albums, WWF Anthology. Perhaps you've heard of it. The actor's photo garnered more than 1 million likes in less than 2 hours. His famous friends popped into the comments of his post to share their support. Hot, wrote pop star Miley Cyrus, who added a red heart emoji. Look at that handsome boy, wrote Broad City star Lana Glazer. Is it appropriate to call... I don't know.
It seems like all chicks just messaging.
Okay, well, let's continue. Let's see if that trend sticks.
It's getting warm in
Many
here.
fans noted how happy Paige looked in the new picture, including one who wrote, in all caps, "Look at that smile! We love you!" Meanwhile, others thanked the star for being so candid about his transition.
It's easy to smile when you got fucking 8-pack and a fucking 10.5-inch hog in between your legs.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's confidence.
And $10 million in the bank. See how much Elliot Page's net worth is, if you would please. One parent wrote, quote,
Well,
"Thank you."
I haven't seen Elliot Page in shit, so I believe the fortune went down with Ellen, right?
Net worth 12 mil.
I said 10.
Yeah, there you go.
The Umbrella Academy. I watched the first season. I thought it
Oh,
was really good.
this I'm sorry, this celebritynetworth.com, you need to update your page. This says Elliot Page net worth. Elliot Page formerly known as Ellen.
Yeah,
Okay.
formerly the artist formerly known. See, one parent wrote, "Thank you for being a role model and inspiration for my 13-year-old
Must have
transgender
wrote their
son."
shit over to Ellen must have wrote her shit over to Elliot, kind of like Helen writing her shit over to Tim.
Yeah, and we saw how well that turned out.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's turned out great. And I don't think Ellen would have to do that because I think if you need to talk to a lawyer, I know a great one, Elliot. Barry Epstein. I'm sure he'd go over to Canada, or he knows some Canadian lawyers.
Yeah, I heard if you go to dinner with him, he can get you a Nobel Peace Prize.
Hey, like Bill Gates.
I think you're thinking of someone else.
Page came out as transgender in an emotional Instagram post in December. Since then, the actor has opened up about how it feels to fully become himself. In an interview with Time magazine in March, Page said he felt true excitement and deep gratitude to have made it to this point in my life. However,
I just like to lay there and stare at my boner. It's quite big.
now we're not sure if she has a boner yet. I was looking at the swim trunk because, trust me, anytime I see a dude in swim trunks, I'm always looking for the outline. Always. However, he said the elation came with some fear and anxiety about the way trans people are treated. Oh, must be rough. Must be rough to be Elliot Page.
Yeah.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah.
God.
I want to wrestle
You guys, please. I'm trying to create A business relationship, possibly, and you're.
We have no problem with trans people.
No,
I have a problem with trans celebrities.
Yeah, trans celebrities are
Yeah,
assholes.
well, this specific person I think would do well, and you're being a total ass to them.
Hey, we're an ass to everybody.
We're equal opportunity.
That's right. How many times have I made fun of homosexuals? And I got a free card. I'm part of that group.
Well,
It's
I
like-
think if this business deal doesn't work out, it's all your fault. So I just want to put that out.
Have you ever thought about how weird that is? I don't think I discussed it on the show, but just that the weird sort of exclusivity that these acronym things are. It's like, are you straight? No, I belong in the group with everybody else.
Right.
Are you Caucasian? No, I belong in the group with everybody else. It's like everybody else, people of color. That includes all non-Caucasians, right?
Well, I believe that if you're talking about the NAACP, I believe that's like an African American.
No. I mean
know.
the term POCs.
Oh.
Like, what is a person of color? That's an Asian. That's a Native American. It's an African American.
Not white.
Yeah, so it's exclusive in the illusion of inclusivity.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always seemed it makes me uncomfortable.
Well, it's because you're a white man.
Right, but I'm gay, so I belong in, I'm a protected class, right?
That's just your white male privilege speaking.
It's getting harder and harder to figure out where I stand in society. It's getting rough. Okay.
Maybe you should sit down for once instead of always standing in front of women and people of color.
Maybe you should let
I'm about
someone
to
else have a chance.
Please
at
let
success.
me. I need
why
to
don't
continue.
you let someone else have a chance to success?
I'm trying to
white-
create
white
business
man?
deals.
I have no success
with
at all in my
people.
life. I'm a failure. I'm a loser. I wake
I'm
up
trying to
every
create
morning and I feel sick to my
success.
stomach about what a loser I am.
For people who are disadvantaged because of their
Lucky you get to wake
sexuality.
up in the morning.
and
If
their
you're a person of color, you
identity.
might be killed by a cop or something.
Excellent point. That's an excellent point. I'm
You
gonna
have
to
the
rethink
privilege
about what I
of
just
waking
said.
up every morning.
I rescind my previous statement.
I live in Everett.
Page said ever since he was a child, he, quote, felt like a boy and could never recognize himself. Here's a quote from a celebrity with a $12 million net worth. For a long time, I could not even look at a photo of myself.
And neither
the
can
actor.
Yeah.
We're on the same page. We're not so
fat
different,
person.
you
We're
and
on
I.
the same page, Paige.
I had a lot of time on my own to really focus on things that I think, in so many ways, unconsciously I was avoiding, said Page, who in January filed for divorce from his wife, Emma Portner. I was finally able to embrace being transgender and letting myself fully become who I am.
Wait, what?
Page-
What? This is the recent article.
Yeah, this is very
They broke
recent.
up.
Oh
This
yeah,
is a
dude,
different-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Mm,
Because I mean, he was married to a lesbian. Like his.
I
his
remember
wife-
talking about this before.
Yeah, his wife.
His wife liked tits.
His
As
wife.
small
like
as they
women.
might have been.
Uh,
And then she's okay. Paige also talked to Oprah Winfrey in April about why he decided to be so public about his journey. For me, in this time we're in right now, and especially with this horrible backlash we're seeing towards trans people, particularly trans youth, they have it the worst. They have the biggest backlash. I think people would have a much easier time with trans youth than like trans males that are 6'4", 280 pounds. That are just wearing mini skirts. Like, those people are safe, but it's the trans youth. We gotta help. It really felt imperative to do so. No, what it really is indoctrinating the youth, which is what these people are all about. Ultimately.
Okay. You need to stop reading this article. This is just a bunch of queer bashing hate from you.
Okay.
You know, I've created a business around the trans community, specifically trans athletes.
Ah, boy, cash in, baby.
Mhm.
Trans
Capitalize on that.
athletes who are not supported in the way they should be, and
Like jock straps.
well, no,
This is a far cry from the fourth largest world superpower.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I've created a line of products for trans athletes' consumption of food. Tim's trans Tupperware.
Okay.
Trans Tupperware.
Yes.
Trans Tupperware.
We're gonna have an ad for it soon. So
For trans Tupperware.
yeah,
Tim's
a percentage of
Trans
the
Tupperware.
a percentage of the profit goes to trans athletes, and it's
But
specifically
what-
designed for trans athletes.
But what's
What about this Tupperware makes it?
specific?
Well, you just
Specific to the trans
consider
people.
what a trans athlete needs, what the needs of a trans athlete are.
Are they different
it's
from a regular
different from a
athlete?
regular-
Well, there are some specifics. It's not different. You could use it as a regular person, but it has been created for trans athletes with trans athletes in mind.
So maybe a female who's transitioning to male, an athlete, maybe they need more
They might need to
soy.
build some muscle. And so
Well,
they
no,
might
but
be
the
consuming
females of the male might need more, like, because I think soy can give you tits, right? Am I
Female to
mistaken?
male would
Female
give-
to male wouldn't
female
want-
to
Oh, a
would
male
want-
to female, you would need the tits. Okay, sorry, I mix up my tits here.
yeah, don't even pretend.
Proceed.
So yeah, the female to male, this I can't speak to it because I'm not a trans person. I employed several trans people to help me in the creation of this.
You're a trans ally,
Yeah, I'm an activist.
so you're actually part of the community. You're part of the
no, I'm a
LGBTQ.
supporter. I wouldn't claim to be a part of
You're
it.
into transactions.
You could say that. Transactionist. So
You know who else is into transactions? Jeff Bezos.
oh, he's a businessman. He's not supporting a community the way I am, but
Okay, sure.
You're really a champion of the.
you might need to
Upwork
store
community.
you might need to store protein for later in the, like the next morning we're gonna chow down before a few
But-
hours. You might need to store some fruits and vegetables.
But what
so-
makes this
to
product
produce like
exclusive to trans people?
melatonin. I'm not a scientist. I hired people that are trans experts.
So
to
you buy a
create this.
container and you can put protein and veggies into it, and then you seal the container with a lid,
Yeah,
and you take it to work, or you
it
take
keeps
it to the
it keeps
track.
it fresh,
Okay.
and you can store it for much longer than you could in a lesser container, and it's very durable.
Okay.
It's so like you could throw it in your backpack as a trans person, and you could ride around on the bus or something, and your backpack could even get stepped on, and this wouldn't.
Okay.
Your food would be fine.
You take it to the track field, and people are running around.
Right.
I'm just wondering, like me, I'm not a trans athlete or a trans person or an athlete.
Right. So you don't know what you're talking about. But
Sure, but would I be able to use this product? Like, could I store
technically, yes.
broccoli? Okay.
And you'd be supporting the trans community through
Interesting.
your purchase.
Okay. So it's like the proceeds. Okay. The proceeds go to the trans people.
A percentage
or-
of gross profit.
How much percentage?
A point. I mean, we don't know yet. It's based on sales numbers. We're just taking off right now. This is still kind of a startup.
What's your projections looking like, though? I mean, I know it's just
They're
a
good.
startup, but the projections are looking
Positive.
good. Positive. Nice.
With current times. I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth.
Yeah, I just don't see. I just don't see why.
Look, you're a trans person. You wake up in the morning. All right. You take your medication.
Okay.
You need your food. You made it the night before, stored it in the fridge. This Tupperware can be stored temperatures all the way down to -20.
Hold on. Let me counter that with you're a straight male. You wake up in the morning. You need your food. You prepared your food the night before, and it's in a container. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference?
you could do that with our Tupperware, but it has been created for trans people by trans people with trans people in mind.
Just seems like there's a different avenue they could have gone. Like
Tupperware,
something.
like Tupperware, I just feel
Tupperware is so.
I mean, Tupperware is technically
universal. The very nature of Tupperware is universal. It's like bins and lids, and they all kind of go together. And you can put anything you want in them. It's like you've taken this thing that's completely universal.
You're still selling knives?
No, knives. I'm doing storage. I haven't thought about knives, but maybe there's an avenue for trans knives.
Well, I wasn't saying trans. I thought I could have swore you were selling like cutlery, knives, like, you know, knives, like nice butcher knives kind of sets. I could have sworn I heard you hawking that, but that might have just been Helen's belongings in the.
I've sold some knives for sure, and now that I think about it, there is an opportunity for trans knives. That's a good idea. I'll talk to my experts. What does the trans community need from a knife? I mean, let's keep them in mind when we create a cutlery set.
Maybe
I'm not asking you. You're not trans.
Oh, okay.
And you've already said a lot of very rude.
I think I also gave you that
things.
idea for trans knives. I mean, I don't know what you need.
I don't think it's
One
said
that
anything
solders,
at all.
so then when you decide to chop it off, it just heals the wound.
Well, I'm definitely not giving you any credit.
You could argue that him and I have been ignorant, not rude so much. I mean, ignorance, recognizing our ignorance is just another opportunity to learn.
He wants to fight Elliot Page.
So,
well, yeah, he's an asshole.
He's a fellow male.
He's a fucking asshole.
Dudes like to fucking wrestle each other and do arm wrestling. And you know what? We never did really.
We're over this.
Are you sure? Because I felt like there was so much more to dissect in that photograph. Okay,
no,
I don't know.
It was a picture. It was a picture of a man
with a
shirtless.
Oh, that's right.
A shirtless man. That's
with an
all it
8-pack,
was.
and I said, "Bring it on, motherfucker!"
Right, dude's got an 8-pack like he's in the MMA. He's got a UFC 8-pack.
Right, and
he's got no hog though. Because I would have seen the hog in the swim trunks.
UFC 8-pack, and he's got a Brazzers Entertainment dong,
and he has the wimpiest little bitch arms on the planet. He's got girly arms. He has bitch arms.
He hasn't been.
He's been worrying about a few other things. Give him
his stomach. He spent 9 hours a day working on his stomach, and then
clearly
he's been trying on purpose to make his arms.
There's different athletic skills for different sports.
Wait for that hog of his. A heel,
core is very important.
So he can start jerking on it, and his arms will fucking explode.
Well, that core.
Imagine all that work you gotta
imagine
do
how
for
good
10.5-inch hog.
I gotta say,
the better your core, the better you are at humping.
I gotta say, he gets a 10.5-inch hog and gets rid of those scars. I don't know. I might try. I might see what's up.
Give it okay.
But I'm pretty sure that he's into chicks.
Yeah, I don't think he's into.
Well, okay, so he's discriminatory. Interesting. Well, maybe I don't know. I take it back then. I don't really want to fuck around with people who discriminate against people based on their gender.
Well, it's sex is not.
It's just what gets.
Like I'm ugly, or
you're not a woman. You don't have a vagina.
You're not required to have sex with anyone who wants to have sex with you.
You don't have to have a vagina to be a woman.
Do you see yourself as a woman, or do you recognize?
You know what?
For Elliot Page, you will.
You know what? For a 10.5-inch hog,
you would identify.
I would identify as a woman.
For a 10.5.
Okay. I hope we haven't offended you, Elliot, because I would love to see your face on our packaging for Tim's Trans Tupperware, and maybe a commercial or two.
Legend has it there's a place out west where you can order a cheeseburger and chicken fried steak at 3 in the morning. A place where the bartenders are old school and they unapologetically free pour cocktails in a bar where it's always happy hour. Well, folks, it turns out the legend is real. Don's Restaurant and Lounge has been a staple of Marysville, Washington since 1972, and the vintage decor reflects our dedication to maintaining that feeling of living in a simpler time. The dated dim light fixtures and the imperfect upholstery transport you back to a time where women were women and men were men, and anyone in between was committed. Our no-nonsense bartenders are sure to slay you with their small-town charm and beautifully imbalanced cocktails, and with Don's no-cutoffs policy, you can drink to your little heart's desire. No one's gonna tell you that you've had too much. So come on down to Don's Restaurant, located off 55X at 199 in Marysville. We have ample parking, great food, better drinks, and we're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Here's kind of a little follow-up piece to the John Cena thing, just the way people are responding to it, because this thing is kind of, I don't know, it's new to us. It's kind of unfolding. Ben Shapiro made a tweet about it, saying, Taiwan is a country. Hong Kong should be free. If you are unwilling to say these things because it might hurt your bottom line, you are a pathetic coward. I'd love to see Ben Shapiro next to John Cena.
I love to see Ben Shapiro next to
Yeah.
Elliot Page.
They would look the
They
same.
look
They'd be in the same weight
exact same.
class. They're
They'd be
both
the
straw
same.
weights.
Elliot, you should kick Ben Shapiro's ass.
That's the fight I want to see now.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Rescind your previous
You need to
Elliot,
get the
call
booking
for a-
right
for a
here.
fight.
Elliot, you're still an asshole, but I would rather sponsor a fight between you and little Ben Shapiro. I will not fight.
Representative Andy Biggs says John Cena
Fighting.
is
It's not
owned
fun.
by the Chinese Communist Party. Well, that's pretty explicit. Holy shit. All right.
What do you say?
He said John Cena is owned by the Chinese Communist Party.
Well, he did seem very afraid.
This is the Hulk Hogan of the 21st century.
Yeah, but like he did seem
no,
very
he's
afraid.
not. He's not
He did
that
seem very
cool.
afraid.
He seemed
and,
terrified.
and if they're writing the checks, then technically they do own him.
Yes.
If you're under salary for a company or some source,
All right.
they own you. You are owned.
Hey, well, you know what? John Cena, God bless you. We all wish we were in your position. Senator Tom Cotton said on his Twitter account in response to John Cena's apology video to China, pathetic. Eric Erickson, whoever the fuck that is, said John Cena is
involved in this Elliot versus Ben fight.
John Cena is. Oh wow! He actually has like his own Twitter, his own Chinese version of a Twitter.
Yeah, it's
Oh no, is that
illegal.
somebody else? I don't know. No, that's something else. All right, here it is. While right-wing media and politicians are quick to blast any members of the supposedly liberal media elite, especially for difference to China, it's important to contextualize their Twitter pile-ons with their politics. Their vocalized support for political agency for Taiwan and Hong Kong and criticisms of China's financial influence have often been directly contradicted by their politics at home. Newsmax and other right-wing figures slamming Cena were some of the most vocal leaders in trying to help former President Trump overturn the election and consequently American democracy.
Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
This just sounds like
Where are we
nonsense.
where are we
would we
going
get
with
to
it?
that with
Yeah.
John Cena saying
Because the
sorry?
same people who said John Cena is a wimp for apologizing to China are the same people.
It's very clear
Who
the way he
supported
was
Trump.
talking. It was like a heel that was very afraid.
Mm-hmm. The same people who were...
All right.
You can see where that's going.
Yeah. It's fucking hot in here. Let's get
It's
this
very
on. I'm
hot.
about
All right.
to
Let's
rock
get
I
this shit
actually
over
finally
with.
feel warm. I like it.
It's not warm, it's hot.
I feel good. I felt cold before.
Yeah, okay.
Are we done?
All right, let's get this shit over with.
Yeah.
All right, this has been the Bruit and the Fruit.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We apologize for the for any kind of controversial statements. We apologize for not going even harder.
Mm-hmm. And we never know what Tim's gonna say. So
yeah,
we
we
apologize.
apologize for all the awful shit Tim said.
Can I elaborate on that?
Yeah, he's represented by fucking old Epstein.
Epstein.
Yes. All right. You can email us at brute.n.fruit@gmail.com. You can find us on Spotify.
Yep. Google,
iTunes,
YouTube,
everywhere.
it's the Bruit and the Fruit.
And I would just like to say,
Brute_N_Fruit.
and to close, I am so sorry.
Like, for real. Without a doubt. Very, tremendously, deeply sorry. Full of regret and shame. And we're sorry.